So, okay, can you tell me? I'm curious about. I mean, the Andrea Doria or Andrea Doria. Am I correct pronouncing that correctly?
And it's really Andrea. It's a guy's name, Andrea
Oh,
Doria, but
Andrea.
everybody pronounces it Andrea Doria, at least in the country. So it would sound weird to pronounce it correctly.
Oh,
So
okay.
feel free to pronounce it correctly, and I won't call you on it.
Okay, okay. So we'll just go with Andrea Doria. We'll be wrong, but we'll be with everybody else here in the U.S.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, I'm familiar with, I've heard of it obviously, and I'm familiar with the overall story. But can you kind of give me, and the people listening, like a little bit of a history on that?
Sure. The Andrea Doria was a premier liner when it sank in 1956. It was the end of the end of the luxury liner glory years, and when they're starting to be retired in a year or two later, really the jet age took over, and people just did not use them anymore as a common transportation. It was on its way out of New York back to Genoa, Italy, its home port, when and at off of the Nantucket Lightship, about 50 miles south of Nantucket, 100 miles from Montauk. You can visualize and triangulate Montauk, Long Island, New York. There was a point where, in a deep fog, due to a confluence of errors on both ship's cruise parts, the Stockholm, which is another liner from Sweden, and the Andrea Doria collided. Now the Andrea Doria took the worst of it, and the Stockholm, with its icebreaker bow, ended up piercing its starboard side, uh, and and about 10 hours later, it sunk. It sank. Now the fact that it took 10 hours in retrospect lends a certain element of calm to the understanding of the situation, but it almost immediately healed over to 20 degrees angle of list.
Oh,
And that's an extreme angle. So it seemed that it was going to go slip under at any moment for the 10 hours it took to sink.
mm-hmm.
Um, but one of the most remarkable things about the accident itself is the rescue, in that there was 51 people who were killed in the initial collision, and a few of those people, due to injuries incurred on the initial collision. But there was nobody else killed after that, in that everybody was rescued successfully due to the efforts of a number of ships. I believe five different ships that came racing to
Oh,
the SOS signal. And then since then, the day after she sank, Peter Gimble dove the wreck. He chartered a fishing boat out of Nantucket and followed the bubbles down with Joe Fox, a friend of his, and they went down and just with double hose air regulators, and took snap pictures that ended up on Life magazine's cover. So
wow.
it's from the day it sank to the day after it sank, there was a transition from the importance of her as an above the water icon of shipping, luxury liner shipping, to below the water and what would eventually be termed somewhat unofficially as the Mount Everest of shipwrecks. Uh,
Oh,
now,
okay.
now, since then, a large reason why it was determined that was because of the ability to penetrate the wreck. It was nearly intact completely in the first several decades. And so the distance you could travel inside to hunt for artifacts.